Hello and welcome back to All Things Trentside. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're all well. It's not been a while. It's been less than 48 hours since we last spoke. This is due to football well and truly back now. Of course, we've seen Forest return to action last week. Back in action this weekend, of course. It's a very busy schedule coming up, so you'll be hearing regular uploads off me in a while. All week now, of course, because Forest are playing on Wednesday and Saturday, so it'll be uploads of the reviews and previews of them games. But today we're going to be talking about the match review of Forest's game against Huddersfield Town, which was played today. Forest coming away as 3-1 victors in that game. Much needed win for Forest, of course, where they were prior to lockdown. The late equaliser against Sheffield Wednesday conceded. Forest went in the best run of form, hadn't won since the game against Cardiff. Not won at home since the 2-0 victory against Leeds. So Forest really needed to get back into the stride of things to avoid dropping out in the playoffs. And that was heightened really due to Saturday's results. In the preview for the game, I did mention there was a few big fixtures going in and around the Championship and around the top end. We've seen Brentford beating West Brom on Friday night, Cardiff beating Preston, and Leeds overcoming Fulham. So it gave Forest a chance to put a bit of daylight between themselves and 7th place Blackburn, who've lost to Wigan. Forest managed to do that. They're now 7 points clear of the chasing pack in 7th and below. The only victors from the weekend really were Derby and Cardiff. We're keeping Cardiff at bay at the moment. And we managed to climb up to 4th in the end. And sorry, I think, as I said, we was in 5th, but now we managed to climb up to 4th due to Fulham's defeat at Leeds. So yeah, climbed up a position as well, 7 points clear. And as Ryan Yates said, we're looking forward, not back. Still think automatic promotion is a long shot, but of course this is the Championship, anything can happen. West Brom, Brentford lose a few games, we win a few, we're right back in the mix. But at the moment, just consolidating that playoff spot is what we need to do. It would be a terrific season if we finish in the playoffs, and for me, anything else is a bonus now. But yeah, it was going into this game that Forest, really, we didn't want Forest to do a Forest for this game, and that was lose, in such a good position. We've seen it time and time again in the past. We'll mention it this season. We beat Leeds at home, did all the hard work, and then that was undone 3 days later when we lost at home to Charlton. So now we had the chance to bridge the gap between the chasing pack, and also maybe, just maybe, put a contention in for a late run in for the top 2. But again, say there's Brentford and West Brom are going to fight over that. If we're not conceded that goal against Sheffield Wednesday, it might have been a different story. It is the Championship, like I say, anything can happen. But for me, it was just getting far away as the playoffs as possible, so the playoff chasers as possible. Sorry, because if we drop out of that, we'd become a laughing stock. We've seen some fans who on Twitter already have said about Forest that they don't like Lamucci and they hope Forest don't finish in the top 6. So yeah, we just needed to just get that gap in. And I think I seen a comment on Twitter earlier that someone said the longer we left it, the more nervous we were going to be without getting that win from lockdown. After lockdown, sorry. And especially the run that Forest are in was going to be really hard to try and get back on track. But yeah, a 3-1 victory in the end. Goals from Lewis Grabban with a brace and a Ryan Yates goal. Give Forest a 3-1 victory over Huddersfield. I'll go into the match in a moment and what I thought about that. But first of all, we'll go into the team news when it was announced. The big news was that Sambasso wasn't in the squad. Lamucci did come out after the game and said he wasn't quite ready. I think he's resting him for the games coming up. I think he didn't underestimate Huddersfield, because you can't underestimate anyone in this division. But I think he knew that if Watson was back, he has the players that would have done the job, and saving them for the big fixtures that are coming up, against the top half teams. But yeah, Ben Watson was back in the squad, so we made one change from the side that drew at Hillsborough last weekend. Watson was in for Ryan Yates. Yeah, good game, Ben Watson. It looked like he was going to go off after the first 15 minutes. Picked up a knock, managed to run it off. Hard as nails, Ben Watson. Looks like he's just downs Carling all the time and just doesn't care. He'll pick a fight with anyone. But yeah, it looked like he was going to come off. It was a half time when Ryan Yates did actually come on. It was surprising that it wasn't Watson number was up, but managed to make the full 90 minutes. Ben Watson, good to get that under his belt, especially when it did look like he did have a few niggles in the game going forward. But say good to have him back, and it'll be such a boost to have So back as well. And hopefully in the next game, the Bristol City game, we see that partnership back, or definitely next Saturday for the big one against Derby. Hopefully we do see that partnership again. It's been so successful, as we've said. So Thiago Silva in the game as well played a more deep line role. I don't think it's a position that he should play. I think I was a bit surprised that Lamucci decided on it, especially because we had Bostock and Ryan Yates available. But we're not going to question the manager's decision. He's got it right so far. We're not going to question him, going forward. But yeah, Forest nearly got off to the perfect start in the first home game back at the City Ground since the 3-0 loss to Millwall before lockdown. Lolly with a great run down Huddersfield's left-hand side. He cut the ball back. Amiobi did everything right. Just hit the post. Just coming in on it, hit the post. Couldn't really do anything much more with it. Sky Sports said maybe he should score. But I think he did the right thing. Unfortunately, grab and slipped. And it looked like a chance well wasted, especially because after that, Huddersfield grew into the game. Had a few half chances. Alex Pritchard had a free kick that Bryce Samba, for me, he should have caught it, but he punched it out for a corner. Had a few corners Huddersfield did throughout the game, but especially in the first half. I think they had 6 or 7 corners. So they did put the pressure on, but as I said in my preview, that Forest do like to play that sort of game. They let the opposition have the ball and try and hit them on the counter. Forest, though, created more good chances. Amiobi had a header that he flashed wide. And the real contentious moment of the half for me was Huddersfield Town having a penalty appeal turned down when Alex Pritchard went under the challenge of Ben Watson. For me, it looked a penalty. I'm not going to lie and sit on the fence and say he dived. I've seen some Forest fans. It made me laugh, actually. You can tell football's back. I went on the Forest timeline. The top comment I seen was, "Hope Cowley's happy." It was something along the lines of, "Hope Cowley's happy." It doesn't look happy. It was a dive, and then someone put Stonewall penalty for me. That so different opinion. I thought it was a penalty. I don't think it was Stonewall, but I do think that if it had been given, there would have been a little complaint about it, but probably been 80-20 for the side of it should have been given. It depends which way you look at it, but it wasn't given by the referee. Forest probably maybe got away with one in that respect, but I feel like, especially against the West Brom game, we need a bit of luck on our side, especially the referees had in the past as well. So, yeah, it wasn't given, and Forest eventually did get the breakthrough. It did come on near half-time. Corner whipped in by Lolly. No one can get on the end of it. Ball found its way out to Joe Worrell, surprisingly, on the touchline. He whipped in a great ball, and Lewis Grabban, first-time volley, fantastic finish. That's why he's Forest's main man. That's why, we go to him when we need saving, bailing out for a goal. It's a terrific volley. I did say I think the keeper should have saved it. Still maybe stand by that. I don't think... Okay, maybe not have saved it, but I think he does go down a bit too easily, but it would have been difficult for him to save it anyway. The power he generates, he was... the way he was running onto it was weird. He was kind of like, had to watch the ball but watch his run as well, because pitch was very slippy. I did see him slip over a few times in the first half. But them ones are quite difficult. He could have easily, like I say, slipped over and the chance goes begging, but now he buried it, of course. 18 goals for the season. So yeah, Forest went in half-time. I think conceding before half-time is always difficult for a manager, so Danny Cowley would have had to change his tactics going forward. Lamucci obviously had a bit of an easier job and just said, well done, boys. Continue to play like that going forward. And like I say, the goal came 1 minute after the second half, and Danny Cowley may as well have just chucked his team talk out the window. Amiobi picked the ball up. Defence splitting past. I don't think there was really defenders there. Grabbing this time onto it easy. He wasn't going to finish 1-on-1. There's been a few times this season the Leeds one springs to mind where he could have, he should have scored in the Leeds game. He didn't hesitate on this one. They just slotted it past Jonas Lörsel and set Forest on their way. I think that goal really took the stuffing out of Huddersfield. He's 19th of the season. He's on course to be Forest's first 20-goal a season man since David Johnson and Marlon Herwood nearly 20 years ago. So he is crucial to our team, Lewis Grabban. I'll come on to him more in a minute. But yeah, Forest had chances. Grabban nearly completed his hat-trick. Shot across the face to goal. Wasn't really, much to talk about then from Forest. Lolly had a shot that flashed just wide. But eventually Forest did get the third goal, the killer third goal. I think we just needed that because sometimes we do get a bit, nervous when we are holding the lead and then someone gets back in it. And it was just a corner from Lolly. Ryan Yates, good finish from him, come in, hit him with his left foot leading and tucked it home for 3-0. And that was 3 points for Forest. I don't think there was no looking back from that. Good finish from Yates. Did okay when he come on. Now he has his critics, Replaced Brendan Johnson at half-time. I thought Brendan Johnson's more of an impact player for me. It was a shame that he did get taken off because he was grown into the Sheffield Wednesday game, but I feel like he does need to start on the bench more than coming on, especially because we're allowed to use 5 subs now. But I'll get onto the team performance in a moment. But really then the only contentious moment of the game, Huddersfield had a man sent off. Bakuna went straight through the back of the Costa. There was no need for it. It was going to be a red card all day. He's trying to get away. I think it was frustration for Huddersfield more than anything. Fighting for their lives. They thought they should have had a free kick. The referee, I can't remember if he gave it or not, but Da Costa didn't hear the whistle. He come away with it. Hacked down by Bakuna, straight red card. Probably the only blotch on the game really for Forest was the not being able to keep a clean sheet. Samba had done well. He made a good save to deny. I can't remember who took the free kick now. It was a free kick in front of Bridgeford end. Samba got a good arm to claw it out, injured himself in the process, not too seriously, thankfully. But yeah, I'll be disappointed not to get the clean sheet. Soft penalty appeal. I mentioned the penalty appeal Huddersfield had in the first half. I think the referee was trying to make amends. I think it's a bit too late for Huddersfield in that respect, but it was a very soft penalty. You can see Colin Grant dispatched it. Bit disappointed with Samba. I feel like he didn't really make the effort to dive for it. I think he should pick. For me, if you're ever watching penalties, you pick which way you go and you dive. If you save it, you save it. You just look like gave it away to Colin Grant. I'm going to your left hand side. So Colin Grant just read it, put it past him, didn't even bother to move, and that was it. It's a good victory for Forest though, like I say, getting us back to winning ways, especially the home form we'd been on. We've not played the last 3 games before after the Leeds game. We'd not scored, lost to Charlton 1-0, drew 0-0 to QPR, and lost 3-0 to Millwall. It's weird to say Forest not being better away from home than they are at home at the City Ground. Normally it's the other way around for Forest, or neither, but we get more points at home. But we're seeing what Forest now play like without the with the restrictions in place. We did see all the cardboard cutouts. It was nice to see Prince Harry make an appearance. Didn't know he was a Forest fan. Good on him and his wife. But now Roy Keane as well joining ice cream. I don't know why some people pay for this. Pay for that. I don't know if it's money well spent or money wasted. If you're one of them people who bought it, then so I don't lose a subscriber, it is money well spent. But no, in all seriousness, it gave it a bit of a feel, didn't it? The fans are there, and hopefully we will be back soon. I say it in every video, but hopefully we'll have some guidelines to when we will be back. But at the moment, this is what we've got used to, and the players now have had 2 games to get used to it. Didn't do too bad against Sheffield Wednesday. Should have really got all 3 points and seen the game out. But it is football. The old saying go: win your home games, draw your away games, and you'll be fine. But yeah, as for the players, no signs of any lockdown, stiffness from it. It's normally the same team that started the Millwall game, apart from obviously Sal or Yates. Brendan Johnson's getting a look in. Brendan Johnson's a good player. I think he's more of an impact player though. I think with academy players, if they need to start games, they normally impress either in the youth, which Brendan Johnson was doing, but then they get a chance coming off the bench and then they impress coming on. Brendan Johnson, fair play to Lamucci and fair play to Brennan, slotting straight in. He shows he can step up to the plate when needed. It will be interesting for the team sheet on Wednesday though. Now, if So is back, will he play Johnson or will he deploy Silver in his normal, usual role? Amiobi had a very good game. Really, I didn't even mention it, talking about the game. Huddersfield had half a chance. Colin Grant flashed it across the box. Amiobi just right place, right time to hook it over the bar. I mean, I don't think there would have been any immediate danger. There's no Huddersfield shirts lurking, but still switched on, and that's what we need at this stage of the season. And of course, you've got to talk about the main man, Lewis Grabban. I mean, he was terrific today. He was so unlucky not to get the hat-trick. But 19 goals this season, where we'd be without him is probably, I don't even want to think. We probably would be fighting relegation. You need a top-class striker to either keep you in a division or take you up a division. He's definitely looking to do that. Say, first 20-goal-a-season striker we've had for since I've started properly following Forest. I've never seen that in my lifetime. Well, I hope I've not jinxed him. I mean, we've got 7 games left now. I really hope he can find the net at least once. Obviously, anything more would be a bonus. But I believe he will. With he can step up in crucial moments as we've seen this season. But yeah, I think Lamouchi got it right today. We let Huddersfield have their possession and then played our game going forward. It's nice to get a bit of revenge on Huddersfield as well for the defeat earlier in the season and how the Cowleys reacted, and there's a bit of a touchline scuffle, wasn't there, between Lamouchi and Cowley, and then he accused Lamouchi of lacking. He said he was lacking something. I can't remember the exact words now, but it's kind of nice to get that victory over them. Again, I see out on Twitter, you see people saying Forest are a terrible team, etc. It's not they think we're terrible. It's just the way we play, and I think we're showing teams now what. That's the way we play. If you want to break us down, you're not going to. And if you think that about us, we're going to continue to prove you wrong. But yeah, it's a good 3 points, as I keep saying, just to get back to winning ways now. And hopefully that sets us up, because we've got 4 crucial games. Bristol City at home, Derby away, Fulham at home, Preston away. All teams that are in and around trying to get that either automatic promotion or playoff spot. So it's going to be interesting to see if Forest had gone on there on another draw or even a loss today. Probably would have been, squeaky bum time for Forest. How we're going to react going forward, especially because with a derby coming up as well, it's always going to be tough. And they're on a great run of form as well. I'll mention that in my preview when I do that. But yeah, guys, that's really what I thought of today's game. I think Forest played relatively well, played our usual game, and if we play like that all season, then we'll be fine, especially in the playoffs. I think we'll hold our own. I think our record against the top six is quite good going forward. I know the playoffs is a lottery, but I think we needed this today just to kick on going forward, to secure that playoff spot. Like I say, anything else is a bonus, and just to get over the fact is that we can beat the lower teams in the league. If we get over that figure, it's a good practice for next season as well, especially if Forest don't get promoted, to show that we can beat teams at the top and bottom, and it will be hopefully a successful season. That's if, of course, nothing happens this season, but we'll have to see what happens. It's football and it's the Championship. Anything could happen. Forest could go on a 7-game winning streak now and get automatic promotion. We could lose 7 games in a row and fall out of the playoffs. You just never know. But yeah, guys, thanks for listening. This is really the shorter videos that they normally are. Match review. Not really a lot I can really tell you that you've not already seen. I just hope you like hearing my opinions of the game and what I thought, going forward, what happened. If you don't, then let me know. Let me know what you think. I like having a bit of a friendly debate about what I think Brennan Johnson shouldn't start on Wednesday, because I think he's more of an impact player. Some people might think he should. Just let me know. That's just an example, but I want people to tell me what they think about the videos as well. Like I say, I always welcome feedback, constructive criticism, how to make these videos better and take this channel to the next level. And I'm thinking of having a few guests on at some point, to talk about the game. When I do get a chance to sit down and watch it with someone who feels the same passion as me, watching Forest, obviously from a safe distance, of course. But yeah, football is well and truly back now. I will be back on Tuesday. I'll be uploading my preview for the Bristol City game. Videos come thick and fast this week, so like I say, subscribe, like this video, tell your friends, follow us on social media. You can see when we upload, and just read more news about Forest if you haven't already see it. But yeah, guys, thanks for the support, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the video again today. Give us a like, give us a listen. You can watch all our other videos if you agree with that. But yeah, it's a good win for Forest. back to winning ways, and hopefully now that sets us up for the rest of the season. Talk to you all soon guys. Stay safe. Come on, you Reds.